Aloha and welcome to Remote Promote. Today I'm excited to join with you and introduce to you a friend of mine, Keith Weedman. Welcome, Keith, and thank you for joining Remote Promote today.
Thank you, Marina. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, and I'm excited because today I'm joining you from Arizona. So it's so delightful here. I'm happy to be back visiting. And I'm excited to do this with you. So for those of you who have not met Keith at this time, I would like to introduce you to him. Keith teaches small business owners and their management teams how to affect change and unleash hidden potential in the people they lead and serve through brief interactions. He invented constructivism as a disciplined practice and a means to affect change. He has invested 20,000 hours acquiring knowledge, elevating skill, and developing curriculum to teach leaders how to affect change and elevate their skill with minimal investment of time and effort. His expertise includes brief training. His shortest training module is 15 minutes long, and he adds 30 minutes of coaching and Q&A to facilitate application of the ideas learned. Each training includes a daily call to action to apply ideas, learn to affect change, and to elevate the skill in 2 to 5 minutes each workday. So I love that you have compiled all this information and you've invested the 20,000 hours, that you've broken it down to the simplest parts to help your clients. That's super great.
Thank you.
Yes. So in your own words, Keith, tell us what exactly is it that you do?
I help leaders change their perception. I teach that constructivism is a different way of looking at the world. And when you look at the world from the eyes of a constructivist, you can perceive the world in a way that's much more effective than most people perceive the world. Specifically, what I'm talking about is that you can own perceiving as a creative act. You can perceive any person or situation at any moment in multiple ways. In the past, you've always perceived people and situations in multiple ways. You've just always selected your criterion, if you've been like me, based upon what way you believe to be the accurate way. What I teach you is that there's multiple ways that fit, and you really want to select the useful way. The other thing that I teach that's different is that knowledge is like beliefs. Knowledge can be limiting. Even some of the best knowledge can be limiting when applied inappropriately. I teach you how to utilize knowledge in a way that's useful, just like beliefs.
So tell us in your own definition, what is constructivism?
It's like taking the mindset of a true scientist and applying it outside of the field of science. And when you do, you basically can't prove anything. All you can do is disprove something. So if something fits a situation or a person, you can apply it. If it doesn't fit, you can't. If you think about how we typically look at the world, most people, at least the way I used to look at the world, I used to believe which way is the most accurate way. I could always perceive in multiple ways, but I would use accuracy as my criteria. What I learned is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's not useful to utilize accuracy. What's much more useful is to look at what's the most effective way that fits reality to get the results that you really want.
That's so great. So you use this approach, and what challenges that you're actually solving for your clients with this method? What is the end result that people can expect?
Well, you can expect that you're going to elevate your skill to resolve conflict. You can expect that you're going to learn how to unleash hidden potential within people, including yourself. And you're going to find that you're going to be more effective, not just in professional relationships, but also in personal relationships. Typically, my clients always apply what they learn from me in their personal relationships too. Why would they not want to be their best self with their family and the people they love?
Oh, that's so great. Okay, thank you for sharing that. And
Yes.
why are you inspired to solve this problem for people?
I read books written by brilliant people when I was in graduate school. They wrote in a language intelligent people couldn't understand. Their language, what they wrote, I believed at the time was going to take over the world. It didn't. They were too brilliant. Because people couldn't understand them, they didn't read their books. Their knowledge more or less disappeared. I'm like the Lone Ranger taking this knowledge and dumbing it down into language that common people can understand and apply.
That's so great. That's so great. I love that. As a kindergarten teacher, that was always my challenge. How can I take this concept and bring it to the mind of a 6-year-old so that they can understand and apply it and have it as a learning block for them? So that you're doing that, it's super great. I totally get that. Thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. And what is it that you would say sets you apart in this industry that you're in?
Well, I have brief training. So my shortest module is 15 minutes. Who do you know that provides training in 15 minutes that gives you a call to action, something you can immediately apply to affect change and unleash your skill to affect change in 2 to 5 minutes a workday? That's one of the ways that I'm unique. The second thing that I'm unique is what I teach, you can do a minimal investment of time and effort. Most people teach things that are more complex than that. And then finally, I don't know anybody else that's teaching constructivism as a disciplined practice. And again, to dumb it down, think of you taking the mindset of a true scientist and applying it outside of the field of science, specifically in the domain of leadership. And that's what I do.
That is so great. And you're right. I've actually never heard of this before I met you. So I think it's brilliant. Another question, what successful tips do you have to share with business owners and entrepreneurs?
That you can perceive any person or situation in multiple ways at any moment. I invite you to utilize specifically giving people positive feedback, give people sincere positive feedback. And when you do, pay attention to how you affect them. If you see their face shining, if you see their eyes gleaming, then you know that you have evoked within them positive emotions. Positive emotions elevate performance. That's one tip that I want to give you.
Thank you. Thank you. And lastly, do you have any special offerings to share with this online community?
Yes, I am currently offering a 15-minute module, one of the modules in my course, and I'm offering it for literally no fee. Incredible value for no fee. I'm doing this because I want you to experience what I do. And you know what I'm talking about. You've actually experienced what I do. And I want those who are watching this, those who are in the audience, to experience it too. I want you to affect change in one way through brief interactions. I'll teach you one way.
Awesome. Well, we'll include your information in the chat section. And thank you again for joining us today, Keith. Do you have anything else final that you'd like to wrap it up with?
No, I want to thank you for your time and for your interest and for your support.
Oh, it is my pleasure.
This is an awesome way to reach out to people and connect.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And for those of you watching today, if you have an interest in participating in Remote Promote, we would love to hear from you. Or if you know of someone, a business owner or entrepreneur that's interested in getting the word out there about their product or service, we would love to hear from you too. And until next time, aloha.
Aloha.